Marcus Smart just changed everything for the Los Angeles Lakers, and almost no one saw it coming. With just one move, the Lakers filled one of their biggest weaknesses, shook up their rotation, and may have pulled off the biggest steal of the offseason. But how did a Defensive Player of the Year end up on a minimum deal? And why did he choose the Lakers over other contenders? The story behind this move is deeper and messier than it seems. Marcus Smart's rise in the NBA wasn't just about talent, it was about grit, heart, and leadership. Drafted 6th overall by the Boston Celtics in 2014, Smart became the emotional engine of the team. He wasn't the most athletic guard or the flashiest scorer, but he did the dirty work. Dives, steals, clutch stops. Smart embodied everything Boston fans loved. And in 2022, he made history by becoming the first guard in nearly 30 years to win Defensive Player of the Year. But not long after, things started to unravel.
Boston's championship window was open, but never wide enough. After years of deep playoff runs and heartbreaking exits, the Celtics decided it was time for a change. In 2023, they shocked the league by sending Marcus Smart to the Memphis Grizzlies in a 3-team deal. The move blindsided Smart and many fans, but the Celtics had their eyes on Kristaps Porzingis. For Smart, it was a bitter goodbye. His arrival in Memphis was supposed to be a new chapter, a veteran leader joining a young, fiery core led by Ja Morant. But the script didn't go as planned. Injuries hit early, Smart appeared in only a handful of games, and Ja Morant's off-court troubles cast a shadow over everything. By mid-season, the Grizzlies were already looking for a reset. And in a whirlwind of roster changes, Smart was shipped off again, this time to Washington. But he never played a game for the Wizards. Washington is in full rebuild mode. They had no use for a 31-year-old veteran who wants to win now, and Smart, he had no interest in being part of a tanking project. So both sides agreed a buyout was the best option. Just like that, Smart became a free agent, and that's when the Lakers pounced.
LA has a habit of lurking during the buyout market. When veterans want to compete, there are only a few destinations that make sense. The Lakers, with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and a rabid fan base, are always on that short list. And with their limited cap space, buyouts are often their best weapon. Smart agreed to a 2-year, $11 million deal. For a player of his caliber, that's borderline robbery. But the Lakers didn't sign Marcus Smart just because he was available. They signed him because they were desperate. Last season, LA's perimeter defense was a disaster. Austin Reeves, for all his offensive skill, was repeatedly hunted by elite guards. D'Angelo Russell, same story. Time and time again, opposing backcourts shredded them. And in the playoffs, it cost them dearly. Enter Marcus Smart. 6'3", 6'9" wingspan, defensive IQ off the charts. He may have lost a step, but his hands are still lightning quick. He fights over screens, reads passing lanes like a quarterback, and never backs down from a challenge. Exactly what the Lakers were missing. But here's where it gets even juicier. Reports started surfacing that Luka Doncic, the face of the Dallas Mavericks, was actively recruiting Smart. Dallas needed a defensive stopper next to Luka and Kyrie Irving, and Smart seemed like a perfect fit. The two even have a relationship from previous USA basketball camps. But in the end, Smart said no. He chose the Lakers. Why? Sources say it came down to one thing: opportunity. In LA, Smart doesn't just get a shot at a title. He gets a role, a real one. Not a bench warmer, not a mentor, but a contributor. And with the Lakers still considering moving off Reeves or Russell later in the season, Smart's path to minutes looks wide open. But it raises a big question. What happens next? Smart is 31. His body has taken a beating. He's not the same guy who could guard 1 through 4 for 40 minutes, but he doesn't need to be. In this Lakers system, with Anthony Davis behind him and LeBron orchestrating the offense, Smart can focus on what he does best: chaos, defense, hustle. He brings fire to a locker room that sometimes lacks it. He's not just a role player, he's a culture shifter. Still, not everyone's buying the hype. Some analysts are skeptical. They point to Smart's declining shooting percentages, the injuries, the fact that both Boston and Memphis moved on. If he was so valuable, why did 2 contenders give up on him in 2 years? Is this a redemption arc or the final chapter? But there's another perspective that analysts are starting to whisper about. Smart's impact goes beyond the stat sheet. He may not average 20 points a night, but he forces opponents to change their offense. He gets in their heads. He turns momentum with one stop, one steal, one perfectly timed rotation. Coaches love that. Teammates feed off it. And in playoff basketball, where every possession is a war, those moments win games. It's also worth noting how rare it is for a player with Smart's resume to hit the buyout market at all. Most buyouts are aging veterans looking to ride the bench on a contender. But Smart, he still believes he can start, and the Lakers might just let him. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the Lakers front office is playing chess. There's talk they're holding on to Smart and Rui Hachimura as insurance in case a major trade opens up. With teams like Chicago and Atlanta looking to shake things up, don't be surprised if LA gets aggressive again.
The Lakers aren't worried. They've built this roster with one thing in mind: maximize LeBron's final window. That means experience, toughness, and guys who've been there before. Smart fits that blueprint perfectly. And if things click, this could be the steal of the year. There's also growing buzz that the Lakers aren't done. With rumors swirling around Austin Reeves' future and D'Angelo Russell always in trade talks, this roster might look very different by the All-Star break. Smart's arrival could be a hint of bigger moves to come. Whatever happens, one thing is clear. The Lakers just got meaner, they got tougher, and they got smarter, literally. Marcus Smart might not be the superstar fans dream of, but sometimes winning isn't about stars. It's about moments, stops, hustle plays. And when the Lakers are deep in the playoffs and someone needs to get a stop, make a save, or sacrifice their body, it's going to be Smart. Diving on the floor, barking orders, and flipping momentum. Because that's who he is.
And this time he's doing it in purple and gold. Will it work? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this wasn't just another buyout. This was a statement. The Lakers are going all in again. And let's not forget the LeBron effect. James has a history of maximizing veteran talent, turning cast-offs into key contributors. Think of how he empowered guys like J.R. Smith, Shane Battier, or even Dwight Howard during his second Lakers run. Smart could be next in line, not only because of what he brings physically, but because mentally he's wired to thrive under pressure. That's invaluable when the lights are brightest. There's also a subtle ripple effect in the locker room. Smart's presence demands accountability. When he dives on the floor, others follow. When he takes a charge, the bench erupts. These aren't small things. They build chemistry. They build identity. And for a team like the Lakers, still searching for consistency, that could make all the difference.